Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 2, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is a synopsis of the Antya Leela. This chapter, the second chapter of Madhya Leela, is a synopsis of Antya Leela. So we saw the various ecstatic manifestations of Mahaprabhu, and we also saw what is the type of relationship that Mahaprabhu had with the various, with the devotees. Like how Mahaprabhu was relishing different mellows uh, of Vatsalya Rasa with Paramananda Puri, Madhurya Rasa with Sarup Damodar Goswami, Ramananda Rai, Jagadananda Pandit, and Dasya Rasa with Govinda, like that. And then we read about Bilvamangal Thakur. That means, why we are reading about Bilvamangal Thakur? Because Mahaprabhu is reciting verses written by Bilvamangal Thakur. And the verses of Bilvamangal Thakur, written by Bilvamangal Thakur in Krishna Karnamrita, they talk of the highest philosophy. Love experienced by Srimati Radharani, Mahabhava. Bilvamangal Thakur is able to write about that. What is his realization? And he is able to manifest ecstasies. So what is so surprising? If you can see these ecstasies in a human body, right? Then seeing these ecstasies in the person, in the body of this transcendental body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is so astonishing? And then also we read how when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his pastimes as Krishna always hankered for three types of ecstasies, which was only the monopoly of Srimati Radharani. What were those three? The love experienced by Srimati Radharani, the sweet qualities of Krishna which were revealed only to Srimati Radharani. Even Krishna couldn't understand what were his own qualities. And the happiness that Srimati Radharani felt because of the love that she had, because of relishing the sweetness of Krishna's qualities. What was her happiness from the devotee's point of view? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna could never understand this. He could never relish those three ecstasies which were experienced only by Srimati Radharani. Therefore, Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then when he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is relishing those ecstasies himself from the position of Srimati Radharani. But not only is he experiencing them and relishing them himself, he is also teaching his followers how to relish. He is giving them the procedure, the way to reach that position. He is giving them the process, the method, and not only he is teaching his, whoever is taught by him, he is expected to go and distribute it to everyone else. This was required. Yeah, he has to. Srila Prabhupada says, right? One who receives the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has to distribute this. I think in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, everyone has to distribute. So that's why Mahaprabhu is the most merciful personality. Data Shiromani, extremely merciful. You will not find, because the topmost thing, which even Krishna was not able to relish, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving to everybody who's, whether he's qualified or not qualified. He's not asking any price, he's simply giving. So therefore we discussed how His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj said in the class the other day, Mahaprabhu is so merciful. He says you take love of Godhead now and then you develop Shraddha. I heard this for the first time. I was amazed. Right? So first you take love of Godhead. Again, the way you understand this is, as soon as you start devotional service, don't you get a taste? What is keeping us going in bhakti? If we are not relishing bhakti, if it is like karma, you work for one whole month, then you'll get your paycheck. And if you don't complete all your, obligations, if you don't fulfill all your obligations, no salary. That is karma. You have to complete everything, then you'll get the result. And that result is also meager. It's finished. You get your paycheck and immediately you pay off this bill, that bill, and again it's like your bank balance is always like that only. Because you have to pay car payment, rent, or mortgage, or this or that and that. And then again you just keep working another 1 month for the next payment. And in this way, and you're working and running to get the payment in order to make that payment. And then again, so what do you get in the end? You simply get your hard work. Anyway, so, but that is karma. In bhakti, is it like that? Or after you finish everything, after you do your bhakti completely, then you will relish? Is it like that? No. Bhakti pareshanubhava viraktir anyatra. That means with every activity of bhakti that you do, each time you chant Hare Krishna, each time you render devotional service to Krishna, immediately at that very moment when you render devotional service, you are experiencing. What are you experiencing? Three things. Bhakti. Bhakti means love. It's prema ultimately. You are experiencing love for Krishna. Paresha Anubhava, Para Isha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you're experiencing the Supreme Lord. First thing is you're feeling love for Him. You're getting an experience of the Supreme Lord. Viraktir Anyatra, anything other than Bhakti, anything other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you develop a sense of detachment for that. Anything which is not related to Krishna, which is averse to Krishna consciousness, you'll develop an aversion to that. This is happening with every activity of bhakti that you're doing each time. How is this explained? This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Exactly like when you have a plate of prasadam and you're very hungry, you didn't eat anything. Let's say Nirjala Ekadasi. Okay? So then the next day, whole night also no water, no eating. That day also no eating, no drinking. And the next day, you get at that Paran time, you get a plate of prasadam. You get your drink and everything. Every morsel of food that you eat, every sip of drink that you take, every time after that also, the very first sip of drink that you get, do you feel satisfaction or not? With that one sip of water, do you feel satisfaction or not? Yes. Do you feel satisfaction means, yeah, one is satisfaction. The other thing is hunger is being relieved. Two separate things, right? Satisfaction is you're feeling happy. And hunger is a sense of burning inside. That burning is reduced to some extent, certainly, not completely, but to some extent it is mitigated. And also, tushti, pushti, and kshud apaya. Kshud apaya means mitigation of hunger. Tushti. Tushti means satisfaction. Pushti. Pushti means nourishment. With one morsel of food, you get some nourishment. With one drink that you take, one sip, you get some nourishment. It's happening with the very first morsel. But can I say that I got this satisfaction, pushti and tushti, pushti and kshudapaya with this morsel, so now I'm done. Can you say that? It's not sufficient yet. Although it is giving you some satisfaction, some mitigation of hunger, some um, nourishment, but you have to keep eating morsel after morsel, morsel after morsel. With every morsel, you are becoming better and better, isn't it? Your satisfaction is increasing, and then your nourishment is also, your body is feeling strong. Sometimes when you don't eat for several days, don't eat properly for several, just little bit here and there you're eating, your body starts becoming weak, you get headaches, and you lose energy. But when you actually start eating properly, at that time when you eat, with each morsel, it's like, bicycle tire. When you pump air, every time you pump, it just goes like that. So similarly, each morsel you're eating, you're getting strength. Your body's getting strength. All those symptoms of headache and everything is gradually getting mitigated. So this is the example. So what is this example telling us? Bhakti, with every activity, you're directly experiencing the Lord. That's the point. But for you to actually feel completely satisfied, you have to eat a certain amount, right? At least 10, 15, 20 morsels of food you eat, then you'll feel, yes, now I'm satisfied. I don't need to eat anymore. I feel good. Like that, bhakti with each, although with each activity you're getting some experience, it is not sufficient enough for you to see the result. But it is there. But it is there. So the point is, unless you get this experience, unless you're relishing bhakti, how you're continuing? Everyone is experiencing. With each time you're doing this bhakti activity, any type of bhakti activity, you are experiencing. Okay? So, I'm just trying to figure out why I went here. No one, not even Lord Brahma, can ascertain or even taste a drop of this confidential ocean of ecstasy. Yes. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his causeless mercy, has distributed this love of Godhead all over the world. Thus, there cannot be any incarnation more munificent than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no greater donor who can describe his transcendental qualities. So, we are trying to understand what is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is extremely Data Shiromani. He is the best, the crest jewel of all donors. He is giving the topmost to the most unqualified person. to the most unqualified. That's why I was saying that first you get. The reason I was saying this is because Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj said that with every first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that he gives you love of Godhead first, and then he says means you can surrender afterwards. Whereas Krishna said, first of all you surrender. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Then aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksheshama. This is Krishna's standard condition. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you take love of Godhead first, right? You just take love of Godhead. So that's why. So then I'm explaining that love of Godhead. It's not that the very first time you get the satisfaction of 20 morsels of food, not exactly like that. But you do experience love, even in the beginning. How? By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, by rendering some, humble service, right? You go and clean pots in the kitchen for Krishna. You clean the sweep and mop the temple. You experience. You go and do book distribution. Whatever, you assist someone else in book distribution, right? Make garlands and help another devotee in his service, her service. So you will experience Krishna, Paresha Anubhava, each time you do. And if you say, no, I'm not experiencing, someone can say that, I do, but I don't experience anything. That means we are covered in so many offenses that we are not able to. It is happening. It's not that it's not happening. We have so many offenses, so it is not happening. Is it like that? No. They're two separate things. Offenses are offenses, and bhakti's results are bhakti's results. Bhakti's results will be coming, but you won't be able to perceive the results because you're so covered over by your offenses. So what should you do? Because you're not seeing any results, you should not do? No, this is the only solution. You have to just continue doing bhakti. And by that bhakti is the best purifier. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, Krishna says, Raja Vidya, this is about Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. This is the purest thing. That means it's a purifier. Just like you have clean water. When there is clean water, your dirty cloth is cleaned nicely, isn't it? If you have dirty water, I have this experience. In some parts, of India, you only get salt water. You pump the ground and you get only salt water. You don't get sweet water. So when you wash your clothes in sweet water, you use the soap, immediately so much foam will come and you can clean the clothes very nicely. But if you use groundwater, salt water, how much ever soap you put, you have to put lots and lots of detergent to get little bit of foam and then to actually clean it. But you have nice pure water, clean water, in that very quickly your most dirty cloth also can be nicely cleaned up and it will be clean. So the purifier, the purity of the water determines how nicely your clothes get cleaned. So you have different methods, different processes. You do karma. These are all given in the Vedas. Karma is given, jnana is given, right? Then people do tapasya and all this. Everything is purifying. But who is the best purifier? Bhakti. That is why when you do bhakti, you don't need to do anything else. You don't have to do, this atonement, that vrata and this puja. No need. If you do Shuddha Bhakti, if you do pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that itself is sufficient to purify everything. It will purify your heart. So the condition is not that first you become purified and then you will do bhakti. No. For bhakti, you would simply need to have faith that simply if I do bhakti, I don't need to do anything else. That's all you need. With that faith, you enter into Shuddha Bhakti. And then bhakti is so powerful, it is so pure, it purifies you like anything. So, again, I don't know, let me go back to the verse and see the connection why we are talking about this. So Mahaprabhu is giving His Data Shiromani. He's giving this love of Godhead, not seeing the qualification of anyone. Even without qualification, he's giving. And then first you uh, take love of Godhead, right? You take love of Godhead. He's begging everyone, take. And then after you get love of Godhead, then you surrender to Krishna. This is Mahaprabhu's offer to everyone. So he's the most merciful. That's the point. And what he's offering, the highest love, not even the topmost person in the universe has any clue of it. If he does not go through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even the topmost person, Lord Brahma, also doesn't have. You see, bhakti is of different levels, different grades. We say in a generalized way bhakti, but there are different grades in bhakti. So when you read or hear Brihad Bhagavatamritam by Srila Sanatan Goswami, there you will see this devotee Gopakumar is traveling. He's going higher and higher and higher. So he's chanting a particular mantra which is given to him by one sadhu, one great devotee. And by the chanting of that mantra, he has awakened, a particular love for the Supreme Lord, and he's looking for that. And then he's going to different realms. So Lord Indra is also Bhakta. He's also a Bhakta, but he's one level of Bhakta. So yes, it's good, but he's not completely satisfied. Before Indra, he became a king himself. But then above Indra, then he went to Lord Brahma. He's a higher Bhakta than Indra. Still, his heart was hankering. He was not satisfied there. From there, he went to Lord Narayan's Vaikuntha planet. And there is no material miseries. This is transcendental. Everyone feels completely satisfied. It was all good. But still he was feeling something lacking. He's not completely satisfied. All the Vaikuntha Vasis were surprised that how can anyone be not satisfied in Vaikuntha? The very word Vaikuntha means free from all sufferings. There's no Kuntha. This is Vaikuntha. Why you are not satisfied here? From there he went to, so Vaikuntha Vasis, they're higher devotees, they're also bhaktas. Then he went to Prahlad Maharaj, Nrishingaloka. Prahlad Maharaj is a higher devotee. Still, he was, he appreciated that, but still that was not his destination. Then from Prahlad Maharaj, he went to Hanuman. Still, he was not satisfied. Then he went to the Pandavas. They were higher devotees. In fact, these devotees were guiding to the next higher one. And amongst the Pandavas, Yudhishthir Maharaj is the most advanced. And then from there also, he's not satisfied. Then he's directed to Dwaraka, to Uddhava. Uddhava's relationship with Krishna is in Dasya Bhav. So what I'm trying to get at is the higher levels of bhakti. One is you have mixed devotional service, and then you come to pure devotional service. And in pure devotional service, you don't have any material desires. Because up to Vaikuntha, you can still have some desires. You can have, right? You want liberation. That is also a desire. You want liberation. You want to, you don't want any material miseries. That's also accepted. But that is one level of bhakti. That's not the highest level of bhakti. So you go higher and higher grades of bhakti are there. So Vaikuntha, then you come to Prahlad Maharaj. Because when Nrsimhadev offered him some results, Prahlad Maharaj said, I don't want. Right? But even higher than that is Hanuman. Even higher than that is the Pandavas. Higher amongst the Pandavas, Yudhishthir Maharaj. Even higher than that is Uddhava. But even higher than Uddhava is Brajbasis. And amongst the Brajbasis, you have Vatsalya Ras, Nanda Maharaj, Yashodamai. You have the cowherd boys, and then the gopis in Madhurya Rasa. And in Madhurya Rasa, Also, you have manjaris and you have gopis. And then you have so many varieties of gopis. So there is, and the topmost, the highest type of bhakti experienced is by Srimati Radharani. So the point is there are various grades of bhakti. So the topmost bhakti Mahaprabhu is offering. That's why it is said, just try to, if you're very intelligent, very smart, just try to analyze what is the mercy of Mahaprabhu, how merciful is he, just try to analyze that. He is giving the topmost love which is experienced by Srimati Radharani, Brajbasis. He is offering that because Gaudiya Vaishnavas means Gaudiya Vaishnavas are in the line of the gopis. If you see all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are they? Manjaris and gopis. So this is all in Madhurya Bhav. This is the highest, topmost love. Of course, love means in any relationship it is perfect. But still, in that also, depending on the intensity, the ananda that one gets in that, there is gradations. So that Mahaprabhu is giving. So imagine if you have to get the most valuable diamond, how much you have to pay for that. First of all, it's not available. It's so rare, you won't even get it. And if you get it, what would you have to pay for that? And Mahaprabhu is giving that like peanuts to everyone. Most anyone, qualified, unqualified, whatever sinful background, take it. He's just giving. So you got the connection, right? Krishna wanted to experience, he himself is not able to experience. He came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to experience, he's experiencing it himself, and now he's teaching the way to his disciples. This is the way you can also experience it. And then he's telling them, go to the world, all over the world, and distribute it to everyone. We were reading in Chaitanya Bhagavat the other day, yesterday and day before. Mahaprabhu is instructing Nityananda Prabhu. I have taken a vow that I will make every wretched, foolish, fallen person experience love of Godhead. This is my vow. How will this vow be fulfilled? And you are the one who is supposed who can give the nectar of devotional service. Only you can give. If you stay here in Jagannath Puri with the devotees and always doing your bhajan, just relishing Krishna consciousness, what will happen to my vow? What will happen to the rest of the world? All these degraded people. I want you to go and very vigorously, actively, I want you to distribute this love to everyone, the most fallen, most wretched people. Go and give it. And then Nityananda Prabhu leaves Jagannath Puri with this mission, along with all his followers. So this is Mahaprabhu's mercy. He is tasting it, but he's distributing it like anything he's distributing. And Srila Prabhupada, in exactly the same mood, is right. He goes to any extent to distribute that mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he started this December's marathon, book distribution marathon, all over the world, every year, for almost 2 months actually, the month of December and January. Our devotees are distributing books. They just stop all other activities except for the basic maintenance. And every devotee is expected to go out and distribute this mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this shows the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So let's begin today's reading now. That was text 82. No one, not even Lord Brahma, can ascertain or even taste a drop of this confidential ocean of ecstasy. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his causeless mercy, has distributed this love of Godhead all over the world. That which is not available even to Lord Brahma, he is giving it to everyone all over the world. Thus, there cannot be any incarnation more munificent than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no greater donor Who can describe his transcendental qualities? Text 83. Kohibara katha nahe, kohile keho na bujhaye, aiche chitra chaitanyera ranga, se bujhite pare, chaitanyera kripa jare, hoye tara dasanu dasa sanga. Such topics are not to be discussed freely, because if they are, no one will understand them. Such are the wonderful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unto one who is able to understand, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown mercy by giving him the association of the servant of his own servant. We have read this also. That how, so these things cannot be discussed, the ecstasies, right? The ecstasies of prema, this should not be discussed with everyone. Why? If you you discuss these things, they will take it cheaply. They will simply try to imitate those, and they will go to hell, right? They won't help themselves. Mahaprabhu's ecstasies, right? How he's this, these shouldn't be discussed openly with everyone. They won't understand it. Then anyone who is able to understand, who will be able to understand? One who receives the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be able to understand. And how do you know that you have the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How do you know? If you get the association of his servants, right? Servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, parampara. If you get association of a pure devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you can understand, now I got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That means now I will be able to understand by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. Even simply by academics or Sanskrit or whatever, one will not be able to understand, but you will understand because that love is there in the heart of the pure devotee. So when you please a pure devotee, when you serve a pure devotee, then that is passed on. So first of all, we have to get the qualification. One must be fit to understand the purport of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. And how do you get that qualification? First of all, you receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu and you'll get a spiritual master. You surrender to the spiritual master, and when the spiritual master reveals to you by his mercy, then you will become qualified to understand. Chaitanya Leela Ratnasara Swarupera Bhandara Teho Thula Teho Thuila Raghunathera Kanthe Taha Kichu Yeshunilum Taha Iha Vistarilum Bhaktagane Dilum Ei Bhete. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the topmost of jewels. Again, just like as I told you, there are different grades of bhakti. So, exactly. So in bhakti, so similarly in pastimes also, you have different grades, right? Different grades. So the topmost of all scriptures, you can say, of all pastimes, is the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the ecstasies of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are the topmost of jewels, very, very rare. They have been kept in the storehouse of Swarup Damodar Goswami, who has explained them to Raghunath Das Goswami, who has repeated them to me. Whatever little I have heard from Raghunath Das Goswami, I have described in this book, which is presented to all the devotees. So who's speaking? Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is speaking. He is the author of Sri Chaitanya Caritamrita. How Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing about all these ecstasies that Mahaprabhu has experienced? Has he seen Mahaprabhu perform these ecstasies? Of course, in meditation certainly, right? But how do I know? He's saying, again, Vaishnavas are, they always, that's the whole principle. What did we read in the previous purport? Who is qualified? Who is qualified to receive, qualified to understand the ecstasies of Mahaprabhu? One who gets the association of Mahaprabhu's devotees, associates, he becomes qualified. He is given that qualification. So in those lines, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, the only reason that I am able to write about these ecstasies is whatever I have heard from Raghunath Das Goswami. He has explained so much, whatever little that I'm writing, and this is not complete. This is just little bit that I'm writing. Whatever I heard from Raghunath Das Goswami, some portions, little bit what I understood, I'm writing. And how does Raghunath Das Goswami know? Of course, Raghunath Das Goswami was with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. These are all later pastimes. After Mahaprabhu took sannyas, that happened in Jagannath Puri. Raghunath Das Goswami was there. I believe for 15 years he was there. But he was under Swarup Damodar Goswami. He was assisting Swarup Damodar Goswami. If he had any questions, he would ask Swarup Damodar Goswami, and Swarup Damodar Goswami would answer. Or Swarup Damodar Goswami sometimes would ask Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally put Raghunath Das Goswami under the care of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Who is Swarup Damodar Goswami? If you remember, this whole chapter is Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami sitting in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to whom Mahaprabhu is opening up his heart. He's saying, Mahaprabhu is saying, now I'll be done with all formality. Shamelessly, I'll just tell you what's going on in my heart, my dear friends. Who is Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami? Vishakha Sakhi and Lalita Sakhi. And who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Srimati Radharani. So Swarup Damodar Goswami knows, he's the most intimate person who understands, what's the Lord is going through. Just like Lalita Sakhi is the most intimate. She understands what Srimati Radharani is going through. I mean, the best person who can understand. Everything, it's not possible. Srimati Radharani says that, isn't it? That only the person is going through can know, no one else can know. But still, amongst different people, again, grades. The person who can understand the most is Swarup Damodar Goswami or Lalita Sakhi. So, Swarup Damodar Goswami was observing Mahaprabhu so closely, hearing attentively, and he has spoken to Raghunath Das Goswami about the ecstasies of Mahaprabhu, whatever Raghunath Das Goswami has seen himself, but also mainly whatever he has heard from Swarup Damodar Goswami. And that after Mahaprabhu's disappearance, Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to end his life. He wanted to jump off Govardhan Hill. But after Mahaprabhu and then Rup Sanatan Goswami's also. He was instructed to go to Rup Sanatan Goswami's. He went there, he saw Rup Sanatan Goswami left in separation from Mahaprabhu. He couldn't live anymore. He thought, I'll jump off the Govardhan, I'll end my life. I cannot live in this separation. But then all the other devotees of Vrindavan, Goswamis there, they said, no, we have no idea. We have no information. Swarup Damodar Goswami also had left. Nobody is there now. So you are the only survivor who can give to the world this topmost of all jewels, the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, his ecstasies in Jagannath Puri. If you end your life, the world will be deprived of this. You are directly instructed by Swarup Damodar Goswami. You cannot do this. Then as a service, Raghunath Das Goswami stayed, and every single day sitting on the banks of Radhakund, he would speak. He would speak from the diary of Swarup Damodar Goswami. He would speak about the ecstasies of Mahaprabhu, the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And when Raghunath Das Goswami was speaking every day for hours on the banks of Radhakund, one person was every single day sitting close to him and listening. There were many sadhus coming and listening, but one person was listening very, very attentively, sitting every single day, very eagerly. Who was that? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing this Caitanya Charitamrita. So, that is what he is saying here in this verse. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the topmost of jewels. They have been kept in the storehouse of Swarup Damodar Goswami, who has explained them to Raghunath Das Goswami, who has repeated them to me. Whatever little I have heard from Raghunath Das Goswami, I have described in this book, which is presented to all devotees. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. All the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were noted by his personal secretary Swarup Damodar and repeated to Raghunath Das Goswami, who memorized them. So he memorized them. It's very important actually, when you explain something to others, it's one thing to just read as it is, But when you read, you understand, you assimilate it, and then you explain it, it really adds the flavor of your own devotion, your own understanding. Your flavor is added to that. Your flavor means not that now you're adding something else. You're just explaining it in your words. And in school also for children, if you give as it is, that is one level. But you are able to present it after understanding, assimilating. When you're able to present, it very easily goes to the other person. Don't you agree? I feel always I see that. Immediately the audience connects, right? So if the teacher does some preparation means understand it properly, right? Memorize it, like here it is said, memorize it. Raghunath Das Goswami, whatever he heard from Swarup Damodar Goswami, he memorized it and then he presented it like that. So, this is called the Parampara system. Also, by the way, back then, not at this time, but even before, like before Kali Yuga, they didn't even have books. The teacher would speak and the student had to memorize everything by listening once. Just hear it once and it is there for life. And now this teacher, the student who becomes the next teacher, from his memory of what he heard from the teacher, he would just speak. Just imagine what is the quality of their memory. So Swarup Damodar Goswami memorized everything that, I'm sorry, Raghunath Das Goswami memorized everything that he heard from Swarup Damodar Goswami. Whatever Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami heard from Raghunath Das Goswami is recorded in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because now we need a book. The future, we cannot survive simply on memory because we won't be able to present it the same way, right? And what to speak of, there is also this cheating tendency. You add things and poor memory is one thing, you forget some things, but also there is cheating tendency, vipralipsa. You'll add your own masala stories to that, and then after some time, the original will be lost. They were all so pure, right? They would present it as it is. So there was no problem. Now we need written. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given us in a written form exactly whatever he has heard from Raghunath Das Goswami. He has put it in written form. But even that was in Bengali. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, now we have it in English. Otherwise, what about the rest of the world, right? Except for Bengalis, nobody would know anything about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, even Bengalis nowadays, I don't know how many educated Bengalis know or they read Bengali scriptures, right? I don't read Telugu Bhagavad Gita and Telugu Bhagavatam. I read English only.
Mataji, let alone scriptures, even normal books.
Yeah. Yeah, if our children can know the alphabet, I think that we'll consider it like, oh, a good achievement. At least we've taught them something. I don't know. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. So that is our condition. But we owe a debt, right, which can never be repaid to Srila Prabhupada. And just imagine how he gave it to us, going through so many austerities, so many difficulties. He gave it to us. So that's why His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj said, don't take it cheaply. You should guard it very carefully. This gift that we have been given, whether in the form of these books, in the form of the holy name, in the form of the practices, in the form of the temples, the association, the festivals, don't take any of it cheaply. Guard it very carefully because this is very, very rare. Just because it's freely distributed, we don't understand its value. So, anyway, whatever Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami heard is recorded in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is called the Parampara system from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Swarup Damodar to Raghunath Das Goswami to Kaviraj Goswami. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has distributed this information in his book Caitanya Charitamrita. In other words, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is the essence of the instruction given through the parampara system of the disciplic succession stemming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now, coming back to that point, who is qualified? Not everyone is qualified, not everyone is fit to understand these ecstasies of Mahaprabhu. But if you are following in the disciplic succession, you have taken shelter in the disciplic succession, that's why if you get the association of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can understand now you're qualified. You're qualified. Then how does it come to you? Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is presented to you, coming in the disciplic succession from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Swarup Damodar Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Prabhupada to us. So whatever is given in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is the essence of the knowledge that is delivered in the parampara system. Okay, let me see how many verses are there overall. We are in 85 now. 95, so there's 10 more verses. Okay. I'll stop here today. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you all so much, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
One
Hare
question. When is your Bhagavad Gita, Gita Jayanti? Which day?
I think Friday.
Friday.
Friday is 22nd.
Friday we will read English translation, and Sunday is the Sanskrit verses.
Okay. So Friday is which day? 22nd?
22nd, yeah.
Okay. So Friday evening, you're doing it in the temple, right? Evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that will be my Friday morning. So Friday, I won't do anything. So your Saturday morning, because that's when we have it on Saturday. So your Saturday morning during our Bhagavatam class, we can do Sanskrit, I think, because you have just finished the English the night before. So Saturday morning, because we do it every year, we recite.
Yeah.
So
That's good,
Saturday,
Mataji.
yeah. So Saturday, well, not morning. Morning we
Little
won't be able
later.
to do. Yeah, evening. Saturday evening. Saturday evening you don't have any program in the temple. Only Sunday
No.
you have, right?
Yeah.
So Saturday evening, like our Bhagavatam class time, Saturday evening. I'm sorry, it's my Saturday evening. It'll be your Saturday morning only. It's evening for me. Okay. So your 6:30 in the morning. If we start reciting, it takes about 2.5 hours, about 8 to 8:30. Because it's a Saturday, I think you can stay. And we'll recite the Sanskrit Saturday morning. So that'll be like your completion, and Tithi wise also, it's the same day as in India, it is still Gita Jayanti. So that Tithi is still there. So Friday evening, you do English in the temple, and Saturday morning, we will do Sanskrit recitation. So this is your time. And your Friday evening, which is my Saturday morning, I will also do English. So either those who are going to temple, you get it there anyway. And if you are, if some of you are, for whatever reason, if you're not able to go, then online also, we will do. So Saturday morning, I'll have to figure out a time. Actually, we won't do maybe, because at this time, it's not possible. We don't have so much time in this time. I have to, Mangalarti and all that will be there. But a little later during the day, I will read English. Maybe I'll just, read and record maybe, because it'll be too late for you people. But you would have attended in the temple. And then, so we will do in class Saturday morning. Your Saturday morning, we will do Sanskrit. And again, of course, Sunday. So the more, the better, isn't it? So when you go to temple again on Sunday, you can do Gita Jayanti
Yeah,
Sanskrit.
Sunday it will start at 2 p.m.
Yeah, because everyone takes
2
turns,
to
so it will be
4:30.
long.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 to 4:30 it will be over, and then the Aarti will start and all those things.
Yeah, that's about the time, 2.5 hours like that. Okay, nice. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.